Join me for a nice stroll through downtown Chicago along the Riverwalk. I really love what they've done with this space over the last few years. The diversity of restaurants is great, and the overall vibe is amazing, especially during the summertime. I highly recommend visiting this part of Chicago if you have the chance.
No, we can't leave the camera. So, oh, let's go. Oh, look at this. This is cool. That building. So it's a residential building. Call it like the beehive or the honeycomb building. And it's, a circular building, and those are patios on the outside of each apartment. So it's residential building, but all the parking's downstairs there, and then the living is upstairs. Yeah. Sure.
Do you think we'll pick up?
Yep.
And most importantly, she's got water. As you guys notice, it is very, very hot today, so please feel free to go down to our bar at any point, cool off in the AC, get yourself some water from the bar.
Really not much to write home about. It's really kind of nothing, but it is integral to the story of Chicago. That's where their trading post was, and they really became our first Chicago power couple. In 1803, right after the Louisiana Purchase, President Jefferson felt that this strategic spot where the river and the lake met was so important that he built a fort here. It's called Fort Dearborn. If you came down those 7,000 steps that turn into 10,000 on your way up, come out from under the bridge, you'll see another colonnade at the bottom. You'll also see lots of ornamentation. And this building has been adaptively reused. Instead of tearing it down, we're using it as a hotel now. It's a London House Hotel. But when it was a London Guarantee Insurance Company, they wanted it, as I said, to look like it's been here forever. Like sort of like they've been here since the Romans invaded Chicago, right? So it's been here forever. So you look at this building and you say, oh, that insurance company is really stable. We have a place where you can buy place where you can rent clothes. We get around 1970, 1980, and a group of architects said, you know what, less is more. Let's have some fun with architecture. Let's do something different. Let's have the presence of the past. Let's not be so forward thinking. Take a look at the building with the white pediment or triangle at the very top. That's 77 West Wagner. That's by Ricardo Bofill and James Stefano from 1990. Ricardo Bofill, Catalonian architect, said, let's have fun. Let's not be so serious about architecture. So I'm going to pretend, like we have the Roman columns and all that, I'm going to pretend that my 1990s building is both art. So without knowing it, look up to the top over there, the words were almost like an era. Why were they so too tall and slim? Because there was a zoning code that passed in 1923. Our developers had said, look, you'll only allow us to build 23 stories tall. We can't make any money on 23 stories tall. We have to let us build taller. And so when they passed the zoning code, they said, you can build tall on the sixth of your lot, 1/6 of your lot. And then you have to step down on another quarter of the lot to a geometric progression. So when you're walking around Chicago, and you see buildings that are like this throne shape, you say to your friends, I think that this building was built between 1928 and 1950. Because you look at the balconies, that's the width of the walls in the building. They are 14 inches thick. Huge walls. They had to take all that out. And even then, over the years, it started to thaw. So you see see those little starfish? Those little starfish are attached to rods that are actually holding the bricks in because the bricks started to fall out. Well, that was enough of a success that Harry Weiss said, okay, people like to live on the river. Let's do something different. Now, Harry Weiss was a sailor, and he loved the triangular form. He thought it was a very practical geometric form. So right past here, you'll see 4 river cottages by Harry Weiss from 1988. Each one of these was individually designed, which you'll notice there's a lot of triangles on them. Some have elevators, some have balconies, some have docks. They're all whatever they want to be. This is so popular. It was so popular when it went up that only one has ever been sold. They seem to be going from generation to generation. And people want to live on the river. So, not always do people want to live on the river. If you look over to your right at this low, slung, blue building, that's the East Bank Club. That's from the late 1970s. This is the biggest health club in Chicago, maybe in the United States. This is where Obama worked out. And by being very plain, it sort of is not dated. If I said to you it's from 1960, you'd say okay. If I said it's from 1920, okay. 1970, okay. It just has no date because it's not sitting with the sky. It's like hundreds died from waterborne diseases, cholera, everything. And our city fathers, no city mothers at that time, right? Our city fathers said, we got to do something about this. And they took a quote from Daniel Burnham, one of our other city fathers, and they said, make no small plans. They had no magic to stir men's soul. 1890 was shovel day. St. Louis got wind of this, right? They said, stop. We don't want your pollution. But it went through the courts, Getting to 1900, they dynamited the dam, and the water went off the lake. It runs through it. If you notice, there's a lot of places where you want to go from one side of the river to the other side of the river, and so we need bridges. And Chicago has the most beautiful bridges of any city in the United States. And these beautiful bridges are called trunnion vascular bridges, another innovation. A trunnion is a pivot, a vascular is a seesaw. So there's kind of a trees here, so you'll have to go backwards. But on where the trees are, there's a big concrete block. That concrete block is the exact weight of the bridge. So there's a little, like a boat slide motor that starts the bridge going up, and then the vascular, the weight of the stone pulls it up, and then it goes down the same thing, a little motor, and the bridge goes down. So very, very easy. And we take one bridge spender, there's a knife and bridge to bridge. So this is our Chicago innovation. Again, as you turn around, you'll see that little yellow concrete. Now, every once in a while, this bridge has to be lowered by the Army Corps of Engineers to make sure it's still active. It has to be a railroad bridge. And they test the weight of that concrete to make sure it's exactly right. And either add things to the bridge or add something to the concrete. So we're getting to the confluence where we're now on the North Branch.
Thanks for walking with me today. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the Riverwalk, and stay tuned for next week's walking tour.